Hello everybody. So today we are going to make this card. Now I am denied about this card. Let me just pull up my inspiration for this card because it's a bit random and it didn't have anybody to, there's no one to credit, and it was almost like a layout. So can you see that? That's what my inspiration was, but there's nobody to give credit for. It just says reading a message, orange mail. That's all it says. It doesn't say who it is. It doesn't say what it is. It doesn't give measurements, nothing. But that was, I saw that and thought, oh, that's quite interesting. So I've made my own card. This is original. So if anybody else do it, it's my original from this picture. So really it's their idea, but obviously theirs is different, and it looks like they've got a pocket in the back. I don't know if it's like a mini album, or I'm not quite sure what this is, but anyway, I've just made a card based off what I think this looks like. So let me show you the card. Now, I feel like it needs tweaking. I did and ah as to whether to do this card, because when I made it, I was like, I'm not sure if I like it. I don't know if I need to tweak stuff. But then in the end, I was like, every time I kept looking back at it, I thought, oh, actually, I don't mind it. So that's the front of it. And then you've got these layers here. And then I've turned these the other way, and then the whole thing sits up like that, or even like that, you could have it. So it's kind of like, I've called it a frilled gatefold card, because that's kind of what it is. But I do want to put some pattern paper here. So on this card, I think on the one we're doing today, I think I've actually cut out pattern paper to go here, because on this one I wasn't intending it was all going to be on the outside. But actually, when it's open up, you're seeing all that reverse, where you're only seeing the front of the reverse. But yeah, so that's the card we're doing. These are all base card, but I've done them all in different colours for the exact reason of you want that kind of difference. You could do them all the same, but I quite like the different colours. And also because they kind of get smaller, it's almost like they're mats. So this is kind of like my base, and these are like my mats, kind of. But I think that you need to make sure that they're thin, because you think you've got a lot of layers there. So I've tried to keep things like the base card between 200 and 250 GSM, the same with the other mats, about 200, and then obviously the patterns are 120. So just keep it as thin as you can. So for your main base cards, this is the back piece, and I've kept the colours exactly the same on this one as I have on the other one, so it's easier to kind of follow. The back piece is 7 inches by 8 inches, and we're going to score it at 1.5, at 3 3/4, at 4 1/4, and at 6.5. Okay, and again, if you wanted to, it might look quite nice if you did border punches on these as well, but obviously that was going to change your pattern measurements if you do that. So that's that piece done. So next piece is this one. So this is the next layer in. So these are 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 6, and along the 2.5 inch edge, you just want to score 1/2 inch, and you're going to do that same thing on the other one. So you've got 2 pieces. So that is that and that. And then you want 2 pieces, and this is for your middle pieces, 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 6.5. On the short side, you're going to score at 1 inch and at 3 1/4. Okay, and the same on this one. We start with the first one. On this one, you want to fold this. 2 outside ones are going to be valley folds. Now this card is a little bit too thick, but I was struggling to find a red card that would work color wise, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to get away with this because it is quite thick, but we will try our best. Okay, like that. And then the 2 middle ones are mountain folds. There we go. So that's like that. So you've got like a W, but with a little plateau at the top. So that's that one. Then these 2 here, you just literally fold them. So they're mountains. So that's those 2 done. And then these ones, you need to have a mountain and then a valley. So what we want to do to start with is stick these 2 down. And I'm going to stick it all in place first and then decorate, because otherwise it gets confusing where you're putting things. So with these, what you want to do is this one here with the little tab on the right, you want to put some glue or tape on there. And it's important you kind of get things in the right order. And this is what you'll see in a minute why you need thin card. Don't go thick. If you go thick, it's going to be not good. Then you're going to turn this over and that's going to fit in here. And you want to make sure it's kind of pretty much the same gap at the top as the bottom. Okay. So that is going to go in there like that. I'm just going to press it right into that crease line and fold it down. And so it's not stuck on here, but it is stuck on here. But we're gonna cover that in a minute, so you're not going to see that tab. You just want to make sure that it's nicely folded in. And so if this is too thick, this is going to bump its way forward, and then in turn it's going to bump the next one forward. And you want to make sure that top and bottom you're pretty much even, which I think mine is, hopefully. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to turn this round so my tab's on the left, and then put the fold in the fold. Absolutely, you put the fold in the fold. Now, because I was trying to work out how to attach all these pieces, so there probably is other ways you could do this, but this was the best way I could think of last night with the tired brain. So if you have a better way of attaching it all together, then please go ahead, make my day and have a go. So there we go, that's in that fold line there like that. Okay, so then we want to take one of these, and the smallest, so this little 1-inch tab is on the right. It's not really a tab, it's a flap. The 1-inch flap is on the right. And then on the back of here, that's where we're going to put our glue. And actually, before we do that, if you're going to punch this, you need to do it now. So I am actually going to border punch it because I did quite like that border punch. So we're going to put this in and we're going to make sure it's central. I'm going to punch it and then turn it up one end. I'm going to line this pattern up with the pattern on the end here, in case you don't know how to use a punch. This is what you have to do. And then if you're not sure, you just line them up. That's the end one, because you can see on the pattern. And then we're going to put this in. That goes on there like that. So it's easy with this. You've only got 3 little pieces of pattern, so it's easy to measure up. But on some, it's a bit more tricky. But you just need to make sure that the end one is lined up there like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's there. So that is the edge of that pattern. So I'm going to do the same on this one. There we go. So now it's even. It should be even from both sides. Yeah, see, my little leafy bits are literally in the same place. So that's perfect. Okay, so back to sticking things down. So like I was saying, you've got your flap, and then this piece here on the back of it, that's where you want to put your glue. And then this is going to go, let me just grab the other side. This is going to go in here, in this fold, and again, make sure it is even top and bottom, and it fits into that section there. Now, one thing I did deliberate about was here, this folded edge, because of the fact it's inside a fold, it's pushed it out. So it no longer lines up with the score line that you've got. So if you wanted to make it more of a tuck fold and have the greeting so that it actually, these layers go behind the greeting that's on the front, then you just need to alter this score line, maybe push it back, maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch even. So yeah, that's just something to think about. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So now we can do the fun bit of decorating. So originally in my mind, I had it that this would be where your white piece, where you write, would be. But then because I stuck the greeting on the front, I then was like, no, that's not going to work. So the white piece needs to be on the back. So that's what we're going to do. The bit where you write your message is going to be on the back. So let's grab all my pattern pieces. And let's start from the front and work our way in. So on the front here, you need 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 6 3/4. So they're going to go on there like that. and on there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. And as I said, if you want to put pattern on the inside of that flap as well, you can. So it just means you'd have to cut 4 pieces out of that size. So that's that bit done. So then we're going to open those flaps up and we're going to deal with these white pieces. So on these white pieces, you need 2 pieces of pattern that are 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. So they're going to go there and there. So these pieces are 2 inches by 6 1/4. And as I said, you could either use 2 or you can use 4 if you want to do the inside. And then on the inside here, you need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 6 1/4. So they're going to go on there like that. So that's that. And then what we need to do is add our greeting. So this is one of the blank ones. This is actually blank in the middle, but I managed to find a stamp that worked really well. So that is going to go in the middle there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this flat, make sure that's pretty much central, get my pencil in, just make a little mark on the spine. I'm going to call it the spine, that just underneath so I can see roughly. So I know roughly where I need to be adding tape. And I'm going to add red tape, not glue. Oh, maybe I should add glue. No, I'm going to add glue actually. Okay, and then just to finish off, let me flip it over. And on the back, I'm just going to lay it out flat. We need to put our white pieces so that you can write. So I'm going to put a plain on one side and a happy Christmas on the other. I mean, you could do it as a happy birthday, but probably not with Christmas paper. So there you have your card. So obviously it folds flat, fits in an envelope for a 5 by 7 card. Depending on how thick you do your card layers, will depend on how thick it ends up. This, I think, will probably still go through British Post. Let's just have it. Obviously, you have to have it in an envelope as well, but I think you're pretty much. Yeah, so that's still going to go through British Post. In an envelope, you could just about get that in. If I made the outside base piece slightly thinner, that would definitely fit. But yeah, and then it opens up like that. And if you wanted to, you can maybe open it a bit less, have it a bit more sort of like that. I don't know. And if you wanted to, you could put patterns on these reverse sides because they're the bits you see when it's open. It's really up to you what you want to do with it, really. And that's just me throwing out an idea for you. And yeah. But yeah, don't forget to go and check out the Etsy kit on my digital pack on Etsy. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Hope you'll have a great day. And I will see you again next week. And as I said, I might have a revised version of this for next week. We'll see. But yeah, have a great day. The rest of you have a great week. Right, so yeah, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And I will see you again next week. Bye, everyone.